got big bottles of beer.
We got bombers.
We got big bottles. Big bottles.
This is something.
And what's nice, and these beers came from far, far away.
Far, far away?
Far, far away. One is by a Danish brewer. One is by a Vietnamese brewer. And they came to us by way of the Rare Beer Club.
It's pretty nice.
It is nice. So about, I don't know, maybe early November, late October, we got an email from Kris Calef of monthlyclubs.com. And what he told us about was the Rare Beer Club. And I said, I'm in. Because, we like something special.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there were a few beers. These are the November selections of the Rare Beer Club. One is called Two Ol. I don't know how you say it, but it means two beers in Danish, and it's from Copenhagen. And the other one is from Pasteur Street Brewing Company of Saigon, Vietnam. So probably back in November, late November, like November 20th, we got this lovely box from Kris, and inside the box was some paperwork and a lovely little note explaining what we got, and some paraphernalia about their 6 different clubs. The beers came packed in I guess it's cardboard, like corrugated.
Yeah, corrugated. Yeah.
Yeah. So
heavy duty.
Yeah, it was nice. So I don't know if you could see that, but there were
quite a shipper.
Not bad. 2 bottles in here, nice and safe. Yeah. So they sent us 2 bottles. They arrived safely. No whammies. No busted bottles. Each beer came with a big story about what the beer are. Everything about the brewer, how much it costs, all that good stuff. These particular beers, both of them, if we wanted to reorder them, you could buy a minimum of 2 bottles of each, and it's $50 for 2 bottles. So they're roughly about $25 a bottle. So we've got the Danish beer is a wine-inspired Belgian-style triple with wine yeast, flake rye, and Hallertau Blanc hops. Alcohol by volume of 10.4%. Serving temperature 42 to 48. And you would drink this in a tulip, chalice, or Chardonnay glass. The other beer is from Pasteur Street Brewing Company of Saigon, Vietnam. It is an imperial stout with Vietnamese cinnamon, vanilla, and chocolate. Alcohol by volume, 13%.
Yowza.
Yes. Serving temperature, 52 to 59 degrees. Suggested glassware will be a snifter, tulip, or Pinot glass. So.
Fancy glasses.
Yeah.
For fancy beers.
Yeah. We also they sent us the 2 beers in the very secure packaging. No issues at all with shipment. And they gave us this handy dandy little, what do you call this?
That's a heavy duty opener.
Yeah, so it's a nice little opener.
Nice stretch key.
With the Rare Beer Club. Is this a speed wrench? Is that what they call this thing?
I think so.
I think that's what they call it. So, yeah, so they sent us these lovely beers. And thank you to Kris Calef for sending them. And I'm wondering, which one should we open?
They were both in the refrigerator, and they've been out for a little while. I'm going to guess that the triple is probably the right temperature.
Yeah, probably.
And the stout might need a little more time. So I would probably say if we're only doing one, let's hit the triple.
Okay.
And we'll work the stout at another day.
All right, I'm going to open that because it looks like it might be a little bit of work. It looks like there's a cork and a little thing and all that. You can go ahead and read a bit about the beer.
The information.
You can read the information. So I'm going to do my little thing here.
As you
I'm going to try
fire
to
the cork right in my corneas.
I'm not going to point it at your face.
That's what they all say.
All right, anyway, go ahead.
Starting a brewery is a huge capital investment, and some entrepreneurs are looking to get their creativity into the game without all the crushing debt that stainless steel can carry. So a number of brewers do not have their own breweries, and they've still done some amazing things. Some have lovingly taken on the familiar category of gypsy brewers as they hop from place to place.
I like it.
See what they did there? You see what they did there?
I did.
As they hop from place to place making their brews. And beers coming out of this model have proven some of the most intriguing beers to hit the scene. In 2005, Danish brewer Mikkel Bergs, of eventual Mikkeller fame, was teaching at a college in Denmark. 2 of his students, Tori Ginthner and Tobias Emil Jensen. I apologize for butchering all 3 of those names. We're chatting with him about the fact that most Danish breweries were producing lackluster beers.
Wait, ready? That was not much of a pop, was it?
Well, it's okay. No one was injured.
Nope. No one was injured and nothing was spilled.
So the 3 of them got talking about how there were lackluster beers in out of the Danish brewers, and they agreed that the only way to get beer of the quality and caliber they sought would be to brew it themselves. Basically, the identical conversations had by so many brewers over the years in markets where the good beer is scarce. So Mikkel started the Mikkelers, which quickly garnered worldwide global acclaim, while Tobias and Tor continued to craft brew privately for the next 4 years. They put together what they thought were quality recipes, and then they founded the Danish Two Beers. Word spread fast, and as Mikkel heard his old students' plans, he insisted on making a collaborative brew between Mikkeler and themselves, which became the first beer they ever released, their overall double IPA. Now, this particular beer is Belgian style triple. It uses various wine yeasts to ultimately ferment the beer. 3 different yeasts, I believe, is what it lists on the bottle. Not the yeast themselves, but that it comes from 3 different families of yeast. And it was brewed at De Proof Brewery in Lochristi, Heeft, Belgium. And again,
Nice.
I apologize for probably butchering that as
Yeah,
well.
I can't pronounce any of that either.
The beer uses the Hallertau Blanc hops and dry hopping to produce the grape pear-like flavors we desired. There's a clean base of Pilsner malt and a touch of flaked rye.
Sounds very nice.
So we'll
Let's do
give
that.
this a try.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Color-wise, it's very orangey.
And it's very thick.
It's very cloudy. It's got a really pretty nice head retention, but it's very fluffy.
I think
it's
it's
very big bubbles.
what you'd expect from a Belgian beer in terms of color-wise.
I guess so.
But I think it seems, like you said, fluffier than
It
maybe
is.
some Belgian beers.
It's very interesting. Ooh, the smell is really nice. Very fruity.
I'm getting a lot of citrus.
Yeah,
Oranges,
a lot of
maybe?
fruit.
Is that what you're getting?
There's a lot of fruit, like maybe even like strawberries and citrus, maybe some raspberries.
And yet you get a little bit of the Belgian, the clove. You get a little clove.
Yeah,
It's kind of a familiar note.
I'm
from-
getting more the
from
fruit.
that.
The fruit is very fruit forward.
Yeah.
Very, very fruit forward. I like the smell. It's very inviting.
And if you look at this, it's got really good lacing on it.
It does.
Still good head retention. It's just a nice looking beer.
It is. You're gonna go for a taste?
Naturally.
I'm going in. Let me see how it is sudsy wise.
Not very carbonated. A little thick.
No.
Creamy. Nice. Getting a little grapefruit up top. Maybe. A
Go
little
back.
citrus. And then the sweetness.
Yeah, it is kind of thicky. Very thick. Very thick. Almost jammy. You know, it's got a very
jammy side.
thick-
Yes.
Yes. It's got a really thick mouthfeel. Carbonation wise, yeah, no, it's not particularly fizzy. It's a little more
Yeah. And
like
that
kind of dense bubbles.
indicated with the poof when we opened it.
Yeah.
It wasn't firing out, which is fine. I'm not looking for something that's overly fizzy. Just as a note, it's not terribly fizzy. It's
Oh, this is nice.
It's thicker. It's creamy. It's a little grapefruity maybe up front, and then it goes right into maybe some apricots, some oranges, some candied,
Yeah, I'm
some
thinking more.
candied
I'm
flavors.
getting more like candied orange.
Candy flavors.
Yeah,
It's nice.
that's good. I like that. That's very nice.
I like the triple. I do. I really like this. It's nice.
But this is not typical triple. Like I'm not getting a lot of the, a lot of the clove like you normally get from a triple. It's a lot more fruit forward.
I think so.
It's not particularly tart.
No, you don't get any of that tartness.
There's a little bit of dryness on the back end, but I could see where they're getting like this. It's kind of winey. Like is it like wine yeast? Or something
maybe
like that?
maybe like a fruity wine as opposed to
Like
like
maybe
a
like a
dry Chardonnay or something like that.
Yeah,
It's nice.
that's very good. I like that.
Yeah, they say they use various wine yeasts to ferment this, and they give it pairing notes. They say you should probably try this with
Cheese.
duck roasted chicken dishes.
Ooh, I
That
can see that.
accompany citrus. I could certainly see this as a meal, certainly.
Oh, totally.
And with the ABV, you probably want more food to go and balance out what you're doing. And the size of the bottle is for sharing for a meal,
Oh, absolutely.
Not
I can't see drinking this in
not
one
for
sitting.
drinking in a corner
No.
out of a paper bag in the park,
Well, you could.
in the van down by
I
the
would
river.
recommend it in a van down by the river.
But it's very nice. It really is. This is a very nice triple.
So anyway, I like this beer. I like the whole concept of the Rare Beer Club. These are pretty pricey. They're not cheap beers. But if you really want something different, and from what they said with this particular club, hang on a second. Let me just read a little bit about it. There's a little more flexibility. Like with a lot of the beer of the month clubs and all that kind of stuff, you don't really have choice.
You don't get to pick anything.
You don't get to pick what you have. So with this one, let me just read what it says here. Our Rare Beer Club personalized shipment program is something notably different about what we do over here. It ensures that as a personal member, you only get the beers you want to get. Each month prior to receiving their shipment, we send members an email detailing the 2 upcoming beers and give them the ability to customize what they'll get. They can add more bottles of either or both of the upcoming beers, add more of past selections, replace one or both of the featured beers with past selections, choose not to receive one of the beers, or even skip the entire shipment altogether. So while this is a pricier option than maybe like the regular Beer of the Month Club, at least you get a little more flexibility.
A little more flexibility.
And I think I would go more this route, if I was really into getting, unusual beers.
And it works out to be basically $25 a bottle.
No, and if they're all this size, that's for sharing.
And if you were to go and get a bottle of wine to bring to a restaurant for a meal, this is just as good. I mean,
absolutely.
If I could pick and choose what I wanted,
I agree.
I don't know that the price point's that astronomically high.
And if they're all, what's it called, high gravity beers, and given the format and the higher ABV, these are made for sharing.
Yeah.
And I think it's more fun to share something like this, as
so.
opposed to, like you said, drinking in a park out of a paper bag.
You do that a couple times, you get a name for that.
What the hell? You get a bad reputation. That's okay. Your reputation precedes you. I like this beer. It's very good. It's different. It's a little unusual for a triple. I like the fruity notes. I like all that stuff. So I mean, I give the beer like a high B plus, A minus. Yeah. It's not a wheelhouse. It's not something I would go for normally, but I do enjoy it.
I would certainly put this up there with some of the better triples I've had.
Yeah.
And like you said, 90, 92, somewhere in that range. Absolutely.
I would go that high.
Very nice.
I like the concept of the Rare Beer Club. And again, thank you to Kris Calef for sending these along. We appreciate it, and we are enjoying it. And hopefully we'll soon
I look forward to try this one now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's a dessert beer.
I think so.
That might be just dessert.
I think so.
Period. It sounds delicious.
So this is for the meal. This is for dessert.
Yes.
Share it. It's okay.
And I got 2 words for you. Uber and Lyft. So anyway, thank you, Kris. Thank you, Rare Beer Club.
Cheers.
Cheers.